Good evening, everyone. It's another episode of Winning from the Mind. And today we are moving into another topic entirely. And we know our guest speaker is ready, Mr. Favor. It's been a long time. And like I said, we are ready to receive. We are ready to receive and we are ready to act on everything we are going to learn tonight. I'm sure our audience are ready on YouTube, on Facebook. I'm sure everybody is ready and in no time, we are going to start. So I know Mr. Favor is ready. I know he's getting ready and I know he's here with us. So I want us to get your pen, get your book, get your writing material, and get your heart set to be able to implement all that you are going to get tonight. Once again, welcome to Winning from the Mind. Welcome to another topic. Welcome to another time to learn and to unlearn. Yes, you're not just going to learn, you're going to unlearn. Thank you so much. We'll be back very, very shortly. Yes, thank you so much. So last week we had our guest speaker, Mr. Kombiolua Sheyi, and one thing that I want to remind us about what he said was the fact that some people will go, you will see discount of products, like 50% off, and you will buy immediately. Impulsive decisions, impulsive buying. That's common. Like, for example, now, this season in Nigeria, we have fasting. After this fasting, we have a celebration. Possibly we have a celebration and there will be many, many slash of sales, 50% off, 30% off. And people, whether you plan to buy or not, you will see people rushing, the impulsive buying, impulsive decisions. So, and he spoke about how to ensure that you have control over your mind, how to train your mind to make decisions. Also, this evening we are going to receive Mr. Favor. Mr. Favor is here to also tell us how to turn challenges into comeback. Challenges is part of our lives. We all know that life is full of ups and downs. However, challenges are set to make us better than we are before. You're welcome back, Mr. Lanikbekun. They are there to make us better than we were before, not just to bring
Is
us down.
is my microphone okay now?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Oh, good.
I can hear you clearly, sir. So we are going to receive Mr. Favor, turning challenges into comebacks. So for every challenge, for every difficulty, for any problem that might come our way during our acceleration or during our wanting to be all that we are made to be, there will be challenges. So the important thing, because People that we see and we celebrate nowadays are people that were able to come back. So today we are going to be discussing insights. We are going to be giving you things. We are going to be giving you how you can come back from those challenges. We are going to be learning from certain people. We are going to be bringing in other people's experiences, and most importantly, as a person, I want you to know that no challenge is peculiar to you. Whatever is happening to you has definitely happened to someone before. So all you have to do is to leverage on that information. So tonight we're going to be giving information. So I want you to be ready. I want you to get your heart set to learn, to unlearn, and to relearn. Thank you so much. I will hand over to Mr. Lanikbekun to continue from here. Can you hear me, sir? Mr. Lanikbekun?
Oh, I think you can hear me now. Hello, can you hear me? Okay. Thank you so much. We are having, a little glitch, with our sound. I think we are okay now. Sorry for that little moment of uh okay. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you everyone that joins tonight, and we are so sorry for the little glitches. It's part of it. Is the Mind Dynamic series, and here at Minecraft Africa, and going by the topic tonight, the Mind Dynamics episode 2, we are talking about turning challenges into comebacks. Turning challenges into comebacks. And part of it is the glitch that we experienced tonight. I mean, a few hours ago, we have set up, everything was okay. And starting the session properly, there are glitches. And, talking for some couple of minutes, and you are not hearing me. I didn't know until I got the feedback that no, your sound, there's an issue with your sound. We have to do, just work around it. It's part of it. It's part of, because we are not saying that we are in a world where there will be no challenges. We are not in a world where challenges is a taboo. Contrary to what the world has made us believe, contrary to what the world has projected to us, we are here to tell you tonight that it is beyond what the world says it is. Oh, glory. Mr. Favor is here. Mr. Favor, you are welcome. Good to have you. Okay, maybe it's setting up. So, like I said, in this series, what are we looking at? We are looking at the possibility that everyone will understand that we are not in a world where challenges or problem is a taboo. Contrary to what the world has made us believe, contrary to what the world has projected to us as problem, we have made us, the society has made us believe that anything that does not go as planned, or anything that is not really the way we wanted it to be, at first try, at second try, is termed unsuccessful, is termed failure. And that has created a heap of problems, a heap of, of trouble in the mind of people. But at this series, what we aim to achieve is that we want to show you that the way your mind works is beyond the opinion, the general belief of the world, of the society. See, there is 80-20 rule, this Pareto rule, fine. And there is, is a common saying that the top 5% and the top 1% rule and govern the world. Who are the top 1% that govern the world, and how did they get there? Who are the 5% of the global population that are controlling the entire 95%? Who are the 20% that are enjoying the benefit of the 80%? Who are they? What is their trait? What do they have in them that made them to govern the world? It's not enough to always go by the normal saying that top 1% rule the world, 5% rule the world, 80-20 rule. It's good, it's a common saying, but what is it for you? What is it to you? How do you interpret that? Pareto rule is what some people study. I mean, what have you taken out of it? It is simple. That the 20% that enjoy the benefit of 80%, the 20% that, I don't want to say enslave, the 20% that controls the 80%, what is their trait? What is their nature? Their nature is simple. They learn to turn challenges into comebacks. At the very instance where some people back out, back down, turn their back at challenges, is the very time that they confront it. And winning their challenges, winning their battle, winning every confrontation, they became celebrities. And a few years ago, I made a quote. I said, the universe has been designed to pay homage to those who bring value out of it. That means at any point when you overcome a challenge or you overcome challenges, it has been designed that the world should pay homage to you. Anytime you are able to negotiate an obstacles, anytime you are able to turn an hurdle to ladder, anytime you are able to convert challenges to comebacks, you have promoted yourself from the masses, called the 80%, and you have projected yourself to the upper echelon, called the 20%. And that is all what this series is about. Turning challenges to comebacks. And it's a mindset thing. It is a mindset thing. See, life is full of challenges. But how we respond to it is what determined what we get afterwards. When I was in secondary school, growing up, there's the code our teacher always say, our teacher, thank God for that man. He will come and say, life is good, but it depends on what we make out of it. Life is good, but it depends on what we make out of it. I didn't understand until later I grew older. And I began to face several challenges. Gaining admission to university to study what I want to study, a lot happened. And I began to realize that truly life is good, but it depends on what I make out of it. Now, how can I interpret this personally? Then I realized that no one is going to hand me the success I desire. It is my responsibility to go out and get it myself. So what do we have to do? Number one is that you should, in my introduction, I'm saying now, you should understand that life is full of challenges. But the way we respond to it is what determines our outcome. Either success or what the world call failure. Either progress or what the world call regression. Now, look at this. There is a biblical verse, John 16:33, or thereabout. John 16:33. Jesus was talking to the disciples and he said, see, this thing I'm saying to you, that in me you will have peace. You see, in the world, this world, you will have tribulation. There is no carryover of that truth, of that reality. In this world where you are, there will be tribulation. But be of good cheer, I have overcome. Now, come to think of it. An overcomer is a person that has engaged in a combat. You cannot overcome when you have not contested. You cannot win when you have not contested. You have not overcome when you have not combated, when you have not engaged in a battle. And what is that to you? It means even Jesus Christ, the Savior of the world, as he's supposed to be, realized and understood that there cannot be any success without challenges. There cannot be any victory without fighting battle. So how is your own different? And why should your own be different? See, let me simplify this thing. I think Favor is having issue joining. I don't know, maybe he's trying to figure that out. Let's wait for him while I continue. Now, understand this. Okay. I think Favor is back. Understanding that life is full of challenges, but our response is what determines our outcome, our experience. You don't have, just as you don't have the power to choose which family you are born into, which region of the world you appear when you are born, the same way you don't have power over nature, over the universe, not to express itself. And the universe can express itself in any way. That, for example, they say there are some disasters that are called natural disaster. You can't help it. You can't say Hurricane Florence is hurricane is disturbing you. You want to you don't have power to do so. Volcanic eruption is beyond you. They are disaster, but they are natural disaster. Nature has that power to make that to happen. The same way some experiences we have in our life, nature has the power to make them to happen. Where you are born, nature has that power to determine it. It is not you. And when I'm saying nature, I don't want to say God, because I don't want to go into some biblical thoughts where somebody say God does not do evil. That's not what we are talking about here. Whether you believe it or not, whether you agree with me or not, there is a certainty that there are some situations that you don't have power to stop from happening. But how you respond to them can now make or mar your life and your destiny. And that is why we are having this series tonight. And the best way to do is to know the tool. There's a tool that God has given us. Understanding the complexities of this world and the uncertainties associated with it, God has given us a tool to navigate, no matter how tough it is, and that tool is our mind. It is the only powerful tool that we have as human to convert setback into comebacks, to turn challenges around and turn it and make it opportunities. Our mind has that prowess. Our mind has that power. So tonight, as I leave floor for Afolabi Favor to come and speak to us, I want you to understand that you have the tool. Despite the fact that I established the fact that there are situations that you don't have power to stop from happening. There are some occurrences you don't have power to prevent. But understand me, God, in his infinite wisdom, knew those things will happen. And he has created an avenue to navigate through, to skate through. And that avenue is our mind. Your mind is so potent enough to take any situation and turn it around. With your mind, you can, what the world call problem, your mind can turn it around and make it a unique solution, a unique, okay, can make it a uniqueness for you. No, there are several examples we are still going to go into. I'm trying to wait for favor. It's having a network issue. Okay, let's run. Why discussing the mind dynamics? Why are we talking about the mind dynamics? And why are we talking about turning challenges to comebacks? The excuse that some people have never to make it in life, the excuse that some people have never to make anything work in their life. If you ask some people why some things are not working, there are numerous excuses. Yes, and they are genuine, they are valid excuses. Nobody disputes the fact that those excuses are genuine. 1,000 PPT, part per thousand. 1,000 PPT, part per thousand. Genuine. But the problem is, are you saying there is no way out at all? Are you saying that you are so boxed in that you look all around? There is God that created you to be this complex. Do not give you the tool to navigate such situations that are momentary. Some challenges, some problems, some setbacks, and be there to just laugh for a month, a week, a year. But if your response to them is wrong, they can determine the course of your life, the trajectory of your destiny for the rest of your existence. It is that powerful. Then what should we do? Number one, understanding the mind dynamics. How do your mind works? Do you really know it? I want to tell you three things tonight. Please, I may not be able to go deeper into it, but in the subsequent episode, I will do justice to that, or any other person coming. Now, understand this. I said, number one thing, to turn challenges into comebacks, number one thing is you must understand the mind dynamics. How does the mind works? The mind operates on three things. If you really want to know the extent to which your mind is powerful, you must understand the three things that your mind works on, that your mind operates on. Number one, your mind operates on perception. I was speaking somewhere and I was talking about feedback and I was talking about perception. Perception. Your mind works on three things. Your mind works on three things. Number one, perception. Everything you see in the world that has name and definition is a subject of perception. Every definition is a subject of perception. Whatever you feel it is, whatever you perceive things to be, determines the response you give it and determines the name you give it. If you have headache and you know that you have been stressed previously, maybe 3 days you have been working, and you have not had enough time to rest. Some people can say that's the stress. Some people say I have stress and it's giving me headache. And some people can come and naturally say I have headache. Some people can come and say I have migraine. That is perception. It is their perception that determines their definition. It is your perception that has been determining your definition. Now, your definition of failure and challenges is a subject of your perception. Your perception. Your perception. And number two is belief. Your mind operates, firstly, I said, on perception. Number two, I said your belief. You must work on your belief. People are not intentional about their belief. You must be intentional about your belief. What do you want to believe this thing to be? I slept and I had a dream that I was running in my dream. My belief means I have strenuous activity during the day and my mind keep working until you shut down your mind to sleep. Most of the time, your mind does not sleep. That's why you wake up tired. But some belief can come and say they are using your body to work. Your father's house and your mother's house are using your body to work. Truth. It's a belief. And your response will be tied to your belief. My response in that regard, based on the first scenario, will be that I will be looking at myself. Oh boy, you need to retire to bed early. You need to relax early so that you not be having such a dream. And the response of some people is to wake up and have 7-day fasting and prayer. It is a belief. And it is your belief that determines your response. I said perception determines your divination, which in turn determines your response. Number two, I said belief. Your belief accurately determines your response. And that is also the function of your mind. Your mind also works on it. Your mind operates on your perception. So turn challenges to come back, it works on what is your perception saying? Number two, what is your belief saying? Then number three, what is your response? Like I told you, Afolabi Favor is in the room. Let me drop the microphone to Afolabi Favor. Don't worry, I will continue on that, but understand that the first step towards turning challenges to comebacks is understanding the mind dynamics, understanding how the mind works. And I'm telling you that your mind operates on three basic things. Number one, your perception. Number two, your beliefs. And number three, your responses. What are you telling your mind that it is? What have you fed your mind with? What? Oh my. Let me leave the room for Afolabi. Afolabi Favor, over to you. You are welcome.
Wow.
Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, good evening. Thank you so much.
Oh, good.
I want to believe you can hear me clearly enough.
Yes, yes.
So it is pleasant being on this platform with us once and again. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I followed a bit of the ongoing conversation. I could not exactly stay through because of a bit of network challenge over here. However, it's up now, and I believe we'll still have a very great time together. This is a very interesting subject to discuss, and I believe for some it's going to be truly it's going to truly provide a recipe for turning situations around, because that's what I see this as. We're talking here about the mind. We're looking at the dynamics of the mind, and if I must begin with, just like Mr. Olanipekon has rightly mentioned, one of the most powerful engine, one of the most powerful tools, one of the most powerful assets that we have as humans is the mind. Is the mind. The mind is so powerful that it's like the origin of everything that happens to us. It's like the determinant factor of what we make out of anything that happens, whether good or bad. What do I mean by that? Whether good things occur or what we call bad things occur, is the mind that determines what we make out of them, because the definition comes firstly from the mind. And I think that's what Mr. Lanik Bekon was just saying before I came up. Shortly before I continue, I want to quickly acknowledge the speakers that have spoken on the subject before now. I understand that this is a series, and it's going to be one layer of understanding upon the other until we have an holistic truth, we have the complete truth on the subject matter. Thank you so much once again, Mr. Olanik, for having me at this time. In the little time that we have left, I'm going to be bringing up a few things to speak on this subject, the mind dynamics, turning challenges into comebacks, turning challenges into comebacks. So sometimes a couple of years ago, this should be about 5 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, or six. I can't remember exactly. So I came across a picture, and what was in that picture? It was a colleague that brought my attention to it. It was a mug, a cup. Yeah, I don't know what happened to it. It fell, broke into pieces. The mug broke into pieces, and of course, you would have thought that that's the end of that cup. It's almost not usable for any other thing. But to everybody, that cup is hopeless. Yes, that cup is hopeless. To every other person, the there's almost nothing good that can come out of the cup again, because of that challenge of falling and breaking. It seems as though that's the end of the journey, and that's the mistake that we make many times. For challenges that come our way, if the mind is not strong enough, we get to a point where we begin to think that's the end of the journey. Some quit, some pause, some just a lot of options that are really would are not the best way to go. Options that will not eventually translate to progress. So everybody seeing that cup would say an hopeless cup. Everybody seeing that cup would say the end of something beautiful. The cup may have been the best in the home, may have been the best in the family, but because of that tragic situation of a fall and a breaking, every other person would imagine, assume, or believe that, oh, that's the end of this cup, we'll throw it away. But then that situation is someone that was seeing something one every other person is seeing. And that's the thing about challenges. Perception. Perception. Every other person has seen how that this is a broken cup. But someone was just looking at that piece of broken cup, was just looking at the pieces on the floor, and he was seeing something else. Yes, he was seeing a flower vase. I'm going to bring the picture up just very soon. I'm going to bring the picture up just to share that and help us see it. So it brought my attention to that, and I was amazed at what the person made out of the broken cup, just because he interpreted it in a different way. The challenge happened to the cup just like it will happen to everybody. But what we make out of the challenge is what matters. And what determines what we make out of the challenge is what we have come to discuss. The mind. The mind. It's the mind that ultimately dictates what you see, how you interpret it, and what you make out of it. All right. So you saw in that broken pieces of cup, you saw a flower vase, put it together, and constructed a beautiful flower vase. You would have thought that that material was made for that purpose in the first place. You would have thought that you won't even know that it was a broken cup that was put together. What happened in that situation was that the person turned the challenge of a fall and breaking, turned it into something worth the attention of people. Something worth the attention of people. Where I came from in the Yoruba land. Now I'll try to say this in English, and I'll say the original word, because sometimes Yoruba proverbs do not find full expression as when you translate them to English. I don't know. I just feel that way. So if they say the house of the king, that the palace that got burnt only added beauty. This is how we say it in Yoruba. Ile oba to jo, ewa ni o bukun. You know what that means? And when the house of the king gets burnt, when something tragic happens to the palace, the elders say he added beauty to it. Are you wondering? I mean, this palace got burnt, the materials are looking useless, almost nothing could be made out of them. But now you're seeing it added beauty to it. That's the interpretation. So I'm going to present a framework now, a framework for turning challenges into comebacks. Challenges into comebacks. Or reframing the word challenges into opportunities. So when the palace got burnt, I believe that proverb must have come out of a story. The palace got burnt, and while every other person may have been seeing an hopeless building, while everybody may have been seeing a building that cannot work, while everybody may have been seeing an hopeless situation, there's a group of people seeing an opportunity, how that the palace can now be made to come out better. They saw the opportunity of a restarting. Yes, It looks as though this is the end of this business. This is the end of this thing. You are trying to survive, putting one thing or the other together. The government just released a policy. And because of that barrier, now it looks as though I can't survive in this industry again. If the mind is saying that this is a problem, this is a challenge, we really may not be able to make anything out of it. But what great persons do is to reframe that challenge, reframe it into something positive. So you are seeing the end of a business, while some other persons are seeing an opportunity for a start, are seeing an opportunity to do it again and do it better. That's the thing. So the mind brings an interpretation to the situation, and then it determines what's the next step to take. It gives you a picture of what's the next thing to do. Another story to share a bit on this as we go further. I was reading along a Twitter feed. This was a couple of years ago. Now I was reading from the then chief technology officer, or chief technical officer of Uber. So he was sharing on some of the challenges they faced while building their application. And it looked like a tragic story. And at the end of it, you could say it only takes strong mind to still be standing at this time. Yes, you can almost conclude immediately that it takes a strong mind to still be standing at this time. I mean, for that company. What was the challenge? They set out to build an application that was opposed or proposed to be the first of its kind majorly. They had the business. The idea was that we want to create a business where we don't have a car of our own, but we can always help people to move around. So bring other people together, and we have a technology to assist that process. From anywhere you are, order a ride, the driver shows up, picks you up, and delivers you to where you are going. Very perfect idea. Yes. When we are putting some of those plannings together, sometimes we don't make provision for challenges, and it looks as though also the way we plan it out, it should all go like that. Of course, we expect it that way. The way I've think it, the way I've reasoned it out, it should go that way. That's the desire. But it always doesn't come that way. It always doesn't come that way. In fact, permit me to bring an example even from scriptures now. When our Lord was going to bring an admonition, he said, in the world you would see challenges. He was saying to his disciples, extended to believers now. So even him knew that this thing was going to come. He told them he would see challenges, and that's the real thing about this. So you would see challenges, but that's the turnaround point. He's not saying the challenges will not come. They will come, but it is that but that really determines what we make with the challenge. You would meet tribulations, you would meet persecutions, and your own may be you would meet problems, you would meet, I don't know, anything at all. You would meet government policies that will disrupt your business flow. You would meet attacks that will kind of affect your flow of work, different things like that. But he said, but you would see challenges, but be of good cheer. I overcome the world. That was his own word. So Uber set out to build, and maybe it didn't look like there was going to be some challenges on the way. And for business owners, or maybe you're starting a business, I'm telling you this now, that even though we don't expect it, even though we don't plan for it, but they come. And as you see, they are actually part of the journey. They are part of the process. They are bound to happen. I'll tell you why very soon. I'll tell you why. Maybe I'll just chip this in now. One of the reasons why they exist is so that we could expand. I will explain that. So they set out to build the application. They put the team together, wanted to build an Android application and an iOS version. And according to what he shared in that story, there were many things that happened along the way. They set a deadline already. So let me pick a date. Let's say we have to launch by March 31st. We have to launch by March 31st. The deadline is approaching. It's not looking as though the team is able to put this together. We're looking at the deadline. We're working day and night to get things ready. So they made the deadline. They got it ready. They were supposed to get it uploaded to Play Store, to App Store. But the very first challenge they met was their bundle size. By that time, I mean the size of the application. So they put everything together. And just while they're about to upload it, they found out that what they built was too big. The size was too large to be uploaded. Deadline is approaching. What can we do? The team came back together again. Let's reduce the size. They removed many things. They had to remove some features. Unfortunately, it wasn't working out. The size was still too big than what was required. So they had to make very difficult decision. At that point, finance had gone into settling this. Much finance had gone into building to the point that they are. And now they have to deploy another set of finance because they needed to raise another team to start all over again. That challenge was huge. Deadline is approaching. Investors are waiting. Everybody are waiting. But now the application is ready, but we can't upload. Spring up another team to quickly use another technology to build within the shortest time possible. Deployed all the resources into it to make it available. So they were running two teams for the same product. While you are making an attempt to downsize and make it work, let's give a plan B so that this thing can at least be possible. I can imagine the kind of tension, the kind of stress, the kind of troubles they were facing in that moment. What you are seeing today is the success, but I tell you, part of the ingredients for that success were the challenges they faced. They were able to make a formidable application because they faced challenges that troubled the team. They were able to come up with a more optimized solution because they faced challenges. Eh. So challenges are bound to come. They are bound to happen. And one of the advantage is that, one, they come to bring expansion. Yes, they come to bring expansion. You won't know the things you are capable of doing until you overcome certain challenges. So the challenge come, looks like a wall. You summoned some courage and strength, you mounted over the wall. You got to the other side, new opportunities showed up. Yes, new opportunities showed up. Behind every challenges are actually like doors to some other opportunities. So what happens is that what we make out of the challenges will determine what we get to see. What do I mean by that? I take that again. And when we face some challenges, they are actually doors onto some levels of opportunity, some other levels of opportunity. So for them, those challenges help them to build an optimized application. If that did not happen, the application would have been very heavy to work with. Users will eventually get to complain that this thing is too heavy. But because of that challenge, they were able to work around until they made some things. And you now have the Uber that you celebrate today. That's the point. The same applies to almost every of the great companies that we celebrate. For some of them, they launched, was working fine until government brought out a policy. It looked as though that was going to be the end. But they just found a way around it and they overcome it. Their overcoming becomes the success story that you now celebrate today. I learned at some point that there's a product Google launched that didn't last more than 24 hours. They launched the product and they had to bring it down by the following day. You may not know that, but all of those things are part of what is shaping the excellence within that company. And in fact, what happened was even a positive challenge. The users were too much. If you look at that, the users were too much, more than what they could handle for that particular product. So by the following day, they brought it down. Yeah, you can imagine that. So challenges come, like I said, with that statement again. Said you will meet challenges, but so that but is really what we want to discuss. How do you turn them around? How do you make something good out of what looks like challenges, out of what looks like problems? You will meet them undoubtedly, but how do you turn them around? The first thing on that is this question that I'm going to put forward. What do you see? What do you see? When those things come up, what do you see? Are you seeing the end of your business, or you are seeing another obstacle to approach victory? It's just like someone in an hurdle race, maybe like 100-meter hurdles. Yes, the more the number of hurdles you meet on the way, the closer you are to the finishing line. That's how that game works. So you're not just running on 100 meter, you're meeting hurdles, you cross over the hurdle, you run again, you see another hurdle, you cross over it. That's how the race is designed. So the more the number of hurdles you have, you have run through, the closer you are to the finishing line. So if you get to an audience and then you are seeing the end of the race, it means you are seeing wrongly. The perception is wrong. And once the perception is wrong, we may not be able to make anything good out of the challenge. So the first thing is to see right. What do you see? Are you seeing an opportunity to restart, or you are seeing an obstacle capable enough to stop you? Yes. Some launched, they saw that this thing is not going to work again. They crashed down immediately, while some others saw an opportunity to pivot. So the efforts they've put together, the team they've put together, they just carried that team effort and launched it into something else. And it was successful. They pivoted because they met an obstacle. That's like the strategy employed or engaged by water. Yes. When water meets an obstacle, water is flowing, it meets an obstacle. It's so resilient that it won't flow back. What water will do naturally is that it will stay there and keep exploring opportunities around that obstacle. It will stay there, the water will stay and keep exploring opportunities around the obstacle. So you see the water flow right, you see it flow left. All it's attempting to do is to find a point where it can still penetrate. You can imagine that it will flow around, flow left, flow right, try to the water is exploring every opportunity to go. So in the I'm not saying the water has mind, but in the mind of the water, it's either we go or we go, no going back. You can imagine that kind of resilience is a thing of the mind actually, and it's one of the ways that the mind overcome challenges. Resilience, perseverance, staying there until a solution comes. You keep digging. If the challenge came of a truth, it looks as though this should be the end. But instead of choosing to bounce back and stopping, you find the ways. You find the ways to still go through. So water will not see that challenge as a means to stop. Rather sees that an opportunity to explore. So you say go left, you say go down, go right. All it's looking for is an opportunity to penetrate, such that if a whole building is not strong enough, the water can pull it down because of resilience. Because of resilience. If the building is not strong enough, the water can bring it down because of resilience. Haven't you seen persons who contest for political offices? They try the first time, try the second time, met some challenges, try the third time, but they kept staying. They may not have the advantage that you think they should have. They may not have all the possibilities that you think they should have. But because of that resilience, because their mind was insisting that there has to be a way here. That's one of the powerful things about the mind. Yes, there has to be a way here. And because the mind is obsessed with finding a solution, it will come. So that resilience. Oh, I think I'm running ahead of myself already, maybe for the sake of time. I was talking about what do you see? Are you seeing something that should make you bounce back? I mean, run away? Or are you seeing an opportunity to scale? Or you are seeing an opportunity to scale? You know, take for instance, you want to start a tutorial center. Just an example coming to mind. And in your provision, you made available seats for 50 persons. Let's just have 50 people come around. For a couple of time, nobody was coming. You put adverts together, nobody was coming. You could choose to stop and say this thing is not working, then you go back. But you can also choose to stay and see whether people will still come. So some persons tried the first, the second, we thought they go, this thing is not working, they left. That was a challenge, but because of resilience, somebody else will choose to stay. And while staying, they engage the mind. While staying, they engage the mind. First, they are seeing a possibility. They are seeing that it's possible to come over this thing. You are seeing empty chairs, but in their mind, they are picturing a class full of students. So they are saying that there has to be a way around it. They engage the mind in resilience, troubleshooting here and there. And then the class got filled. And as though that's the end of it, they got filled to the extent that they now have an overflow. What was a blessing now became a challenge. Too many persons in the class. Everybody are complaining, I can't stay. It looks as though they're about to lose the student again. What was success in about a couple of months ago has now become a trouble. It happens like that in ways you are not expecting. They just come around like that. And so what you do is, what are you seeing? So the company started coming and you are seeing that they are saying, oh, we are failed. If that's what you are seeing, that may be the end of the business. But for a mind that has been made strong, it's going to see differently. Oh, this should be an opportunity for expansion. Definitely, we need a bigger space. Or how about we convert this and make it into an online session such that you can be in your house and still join the class? So in that way, we can serve about 1,000 persons. What brought that solution was the challenge. If the challenge didn't come, they may not see the possibility of opening up to 1,000 persons. But the challenge came, and now they are seeing the opportunity of an expansion. What do you see? What do you see? You thought that what you needed was finance. It became a challenge. Finance was not coming. You saw it as a problem. It looks as though this thing will not work because we don't have enough money. But for a mind made strong, a mind expecting solutions, the mind instead would see it as an opportunity to find a way to run without the money. And it can still work out depending on what you see. So the first thing really about turning challenges into comebacks is what you see, your perception. The second thing is what I mentioned already, resilience. One of the most beautiful things about the mind is how it can stay, how it can adapt in situations unexpectedly. Resilience, perseverance. It's not working out. It's not looking like it's working, but you keep staying, you keep staying, you keep staying. Resilience, perseverance, resilience, perseverance, resilience, perseverance. They're like water, you insisted that there's something I'm seeing in this place. I'm seeing that this thing is working. It may not look like it, but I'm seeing that this thing is working. Then you stayed all through. Bill Gates had one of such challenge. It was with IBM. He proposed the solution and was rejected by IBM. So maybe for you, the challenge was a rejection. And you are like, because I'm rejected, I'm not sure I will amount to anything. Because I'm rejected, I'm not sure this thing is going to work out. I've proposed this pitch, I've made this pitch for about 10 organizations. They didn't accept me. Look as though it's not going to work. If that's what you are seeing, you already gave your mind a ground to stop functioning. That's the thing. You already gave your mind a ground to stop functioning. So instead of looking for a solution, your mind is just pitying you. It's there just calculating with you. This thing is not working. You see that now. You see that now. So it was rejected at IBM. And well, instead of staying there to think, I'm worthless, this thing is not going to work, he pulled out and then he started it as an effort. Even though it didn't look like this thing was going to be as strong as IBM, but eventually we found out that he built something that came out stronger. Yes, something that ended up having much more worth than even IBM. You can imagine that. The challenge came. The suggestion was, you have to quit that. It's not going to work. That's not how the thing works in this business. But he forged ahead in resilience, and he produced what we now call the Microsoft that we celebrate today. You can see that. So challenges will come, but what do you make out of them? What do you make out of them? The mind is so powerful that if you allow yourself to see into the possibilities, if you allow yourself to see into what is what you want as the outcome, it will work out the way. All you have to do is stay resilient, and you will see that whole thing that was a challenge. You see it come out and become an opportunity. You see it come out and become an opportunity. So as I round this up, let me take a couple more dynamics part of what I've seen in how the mind works. So there's this thing called mindset. There's this thing called mindset. And we can broadly categorize into two. I think we've discussed something like that on this platform before. We have what is called the fixed mindset, and we have the growth mindset. Mindsets are a product of the belief system you sustain over time. The belief system you sustain over time. And so the thing is, what you have as your resolutions, what you have as your conviction will influence what you make out of challenges. What you have as belief system, what formed your mindset, will influence what you do with challenges. So that's why it's advisable that you feed your mind and ensure you sustain a growth mindset. The growth mindset is one that seeks growth, that seeks growth. A growth mindset is the one that is not too rigid to think that is this way or no other way, something like that. Such that if you try it in one way and it looks like it's not working, a fixed mindset will stop and say, this is okay, we've tried enough. But a growth mindset will always seek a solution around it. Growth mindset. Growth mindset. So what you have as your belief system sustained over time will influence what you make out of challenges. And let me say this, you don't build mindset in the day of challenges. Yes, mindset, positive mindset, growth mindset are not exactly built in the day of challenges for those challenges. They are built prior to the time that the challenges come. What do I mean? There's this adage that I don't prepare for battle the day of battle. So the time for preparing for challenges is when you don't have one. The time for making preparations to summon challenges is when you don't have one. The time when you are still seemingly without challenges, that's when you feed the mind. That's when you feed the mind with enough substance. You build the mind to be strong enough so that when the challenges eventually come, they you have enough resource to surmount them. How better do I put that? I said you don't prepare for battles in the day of battles. You build the mind before the battle comes. So you don't expect that the mind you have not fed to be strong, the mind you have not fed to see possibilities of opportunities when challenges come. There is no way you can't. There's no place those statements of faith or strength will come from if your mind has not been fed with it. So one of the first things you want to ensure in not necessarily preparing for challenges, in making provision for the days of challenges, is that you build enough strength. You build enough strength for the mind. If you fail in the day of adversities, it says your strength is small. So if you in the days of challenges, if you stop journeying, you stop moving, it's because your strength is small. The capacity you have built over time is small, not strong enough to convert that challenge into an opportunity. And so I encourage and advise that while it looks as though everything is fresh, keep building, keep building, keep building, keep strengthening the mind. For a day comes when it will look as though there is no way forward. The bailout strategy in that time is that the mind has been made strong. The mind has been made strong. The mind has been built to be resilient. Yes. Yes, from the place of resilience, and keep searching, you keep checking. How can we overcome this? And eventually, you find answers. You summon the challenges, and on the other side of it, you find opportunities. You summon each other. Remember, I said in those race, the more the odds you summoned, the closer you have to the finishing line. The more the odds, let's say in a race, you're supposed to have like 6 of them. You summon the first one, the second one, the third one. You basically may have just 3 to go. So if you are seeing a stopping point because there's an odds, she may not eventually get to amount to what you have expected to amount to. But because you are seeing the odds, and you're focused on the finish line. You're focused on the finish line. So the last thing I'm going to share on that is this power of focus. Power of focus. At the beginning of every journey, you should have these things that give you joy or motivate you to keep going. Yes, one of the things you feed your mind with is the possibility of the outcome. What do we get to gain if we succeed at this thing? Yes, if we get to eventually invent this, what does the world stand to gain? So you feed the mind with that possibility, and that becomes the focus. The person running an 100-meter audius race knows that there is a finishing line. So even when there are challenges, the mind constantly meditates on the fact that there is a joy ahead. There's a possibility that there's a finishing line. So because of that awareness of the finishing line, you keep running. You keep running. A challenge came, but you knew this is only a part of the journey. Yes, you believe that this is only a part of the journey. There's something I'm seeing as possible after now. You focus on that thing, then you keep running. I believe with this frame, any challenge that comes one's way, one is able to surmount them. I repeat once again, they're a part of the journey. In fact, many times, challenges are part of the journey. They will come, but they are challenge, you mount higher, you like you grow more muscles. You don't remain the same. Something has added to your archive, either in strength or in, I don't know, something has added. You have increased, you have improved in understanding, in wisdom. You have improved. Yes. I remember those days when I started learning to code. Yes. There are some things we face, bugs, we call it bugs. There are challenges. But the eyes is set on the fact that we have senior developers we're looking up to, like, we also get this thing, we'll get great. Yes, the possibility of what you can become by reason of learning that thing was there. You will become great at it. So the challenges will come, we'll fix it, we can spend days trying to fix it. But the beauty of it is that a challenge I fix now, I already mastered how to fix that one. So when I eventually became an instructor, sometimes I would face a problem for students and they are surprised. They're like, how could you fix that thing so easily? It's not because I'm special or super in any sense of it, but because I've fixed that kind of a thing before. And so I have the strength, I have the potential to fix it again. So for every challenge that comes and you fix them or you surmount them, you don't remain the same. So that's part of the advantage. Challenges come to expound that possibility. They come to open doors of opportunities. So sometimes I tell them you can actually fix this thing. So yeah, they send them back. They try to fix it. They may struggle with it, but after a while they fix that problem. When they are done fixing the problem, to them it has become an advantage. Now they know how to fix it. So another day will come, they become like Superman fixing it for other people. That's the thing about challenges. The people we celebrate today, the people we meet as consultants, we celebrate them because they've had some of those problems before and they surmounted it. So let me bring this word of encouragement as a roundup. I don't know what challenge it is that you may think you are passing through and it looks like you can't overcome it. I tell you, many more persons have pursued that kind of a thing and they won. So you have the choice of either stopping or staying true. Resilient. Resilient. Stay resilient. You stay there until the solution comes. You keep digging, you keep digging, you keep searching until you find the answer. And by so doing, you come to a place where you not only have fixed the challenge, but you have grown enough to fix it even for others. You have grown enough to fix it even for others. So with these frames, with these cancels, I believe any challenge, any obstacle can be transformed into a comeback. Every other person has seen a broken piece of mug, we have seen a flower vase. We have seen the possibility of making beauty out of what looked useless, making beauty out of what looked non-existing. And that's the profound thing about it. Yes, I'm going to stop here. Now the mic back over to Mr. Olanipeku. If there are questions, you can come in and we trust for answers as we bring them forward. Thank you so much for having me.
Wow, thank you so much, Favor. Thank you so much. I mean, that was awesome. That was awesome. I mean, what do you see? What do you see? If you have gone for a counseling session before, you will understand the power of perception. You will understand the power of perception. I began my journey into, coaching of mindset and then other things because I had personal experience. There a few years ago, I was feeling empty. I remember 2019, like throughout that year, I was feeling so empty. I was not contented. I would be in class, it wasn't look like what I wanted. I mean, I was not feeling myself. I kept asking myself, there is more to me. There is more to me. Is this how I will be living? Is this all I will do? There is more to me. I thought I had problem. I will leave Lautech for OAU to go and meet people there. Like, I mean, let me change the environment. Maybe because maybe it's my environment. When I go there, I will still feel the same. Until the day I was able to listen to 2 people. I mean, in the rain, I traveled. In the rain, I traveled to Lagos to go and attend the conference 2019. I cannot forget. I was drenched like this. My shoe then was like brownish in nature. And imagine rain beating brown. It will look like earth brown, you know. I was there drenched, soaked. But that was the beginning of my turnaround. As the man was talking, started peeling. I mean, as I was talking to her, like they are peeling each layer of my problems, analyzing it. Peel each layer of my problem, analyzing it. As we were there, other people were like giving a resounding humor, you know, like, hey, they are catching it. What was happening to me was that, did this man know that I was coming? Did he know that I will be here? Who told him about me? What's going on? I was there. Taking notes, I will look at him like this. Taking note, I will look at him like this. I said, for the first time, I found a connection between me and my future me. I saw myself in that man. Everything he was saying was like he was talking to me. And I say, really? I could have just given to whatever God and said that's how life is. One day it will happen. But I never settled. I traveled nearly every month as a student looking for myself. But in 2019, that was the beginning. I jammed it. See, it is about what you see. There's a picture I would love to project, but I'm not sure if I want to do that now. But maybe next episode, I will make sure I do that. But here's the gist. Any Favor says something that in their place of work, something like that, and there was a success that created another challenge, another problem. And the problem is the key to the advancement they have been looking for. You that you run from problem, it may be that you're praying for. It's amazing how now jam the solution to their prayers, and the solution look like a problem. Remember when we started, I said Jesus, when he was going, he was talking to the people. I believe not only his disciples, he was talking to all his followers. John chapter 16, verse 33. He said, this thing I said unto you, that in me you may have peace. But in the world you have tribulation. But be of good cheer, I have overcome the world. It made them to anticipate challenges. Let me tell you, Favor said it. You must be able to anticipate challenges. Your failure to anticipate challenges is what licenses the shock you experience on a daily basis. Everything that do you like a dream is because you never anticipated them. For example, I will be walking, meditating, I will be thinking, if this thing happen, what will be my response? If this thing happen, what is the next thing to do? Okay, if there's a roadblock here, what are the possible alternatives? Do you do you anticipate challenges? Even in the seeming progress you are seeing, you should anticipate roadblocks, you should anticipate obstacles. Because at every roadblock, at every obstacle is an opportunity for next level. But the problem is you are not anticipating challenges. Challenges are not evil in themselves, like I said. It is your response to them that made you whether see evil or good. And thank you so much, Favor. Thank you so much, Favor. See, let me say this. everywhere you go and they made you afraid of problems and challenges, that's not the best place to be for your growth and your well-being. All I'm a consumer of biography. You know, I've always been saying it. Please, you have read books. You have read enough of books. You have read books. I've bought books, quality books. I've read books. Now, listen to me. Let me give you a little ritual you should be doing. Please start investing in buying biographies of people. Start investing your time, your energy in reading biographies, in watching documentaries, in watching interviews. See, these three things will do you more good than just reading books. I am telling you. Let them show you how difficult it was coming down here. Online now, let me tell you, there are some people you call celebrity. Me, I don't see what to celebrate in them actually. Because any life that cannot show you problem they have solved, how it has helped their life, and they can take you along, don't follow them. All of these people that you are following that are giving you headache, they are not making you to think, they are killing your brain. Stop following them, unfollow them. The algorithm understand who I am. If I'm on my Instagram, there are number of reels I must consume per day, and as I'm looking for. Please, a lot of distraction. Those people that you call celebrity, they are why join of your attention, of your energy, of your data. Use your brain. Read down to watch documentaries. Sit down to watch interviews. Sit down to read biographies of people that are successful. I mean, people that are really successful. See, I have read a lot of biographies, and it has been one of the strength that God gave me to keep going. I have read, I was watching an interview of a man. He said, success now is nothing. I can recreate it. He said, I have been broke 8 times. I have been grounded 8 times, and I'm still able to rebuild. I said, 8 times? He said, ground zero. He said, minus. You say you now, if you have 0, you are better than me. He said, I was in minus millions of dollars, minus in millions of dollars, indebted. He said, I have been able to build it and converted it to what you are talking about today. And I was watching. I said, what resilience, what strength, what energy has this man? Those are the kind of things you should be watching. Those are the kind of things that will help you to develop your mental strength, your mental capability, and give you a better mental framework to turn your challenges into comebacks. When you see challenges, it is what you name it. You know, I said it, and Favor was not here, and he was able to, to catch up with that. It's a perception. I told you, your mind works on 3 things: your perception, your belief, and your responses. What are your beliefs? And what forms your belief system? What are the values that set up your belief system? What are the key ingredients that made up your belief system? And see, let me end it here. We are waiting your question, please. But here's the gist. As I close now, here's the gist. See, I met a lot of people. Favor, please, I want you to say something about this. Are you there? Are you with me?
Yes, I'm here.
Now, thank you. No, by the virtue of what we do, people come for private consultation, personal mentorship, coaching, and all. Now, we didn't make our mentorship program and consultation popular yet, but people that know they've come. I was talking to this person, and the person was telling me the challenges. And the challenge was what she asked. She cannot start like that. Oh, or he cannot start like that because his colleagues or our colleagues are like this. Wait, let me tell you something. What we are doing here, we have fathers, leaders, mentors, John Obidi, Olakunle Shoriyan, Steve, I mean, there are plenty doing this thing. If I want to produce the result of John Obidi, and I think I will achieve that one overnight, or the level John Obidi is the way I want to start my own. Is the level at which I want to start my own. Am I not fooling myself? Mr. Favor, that's the challenge some people ask. Pitting themselves against people that have gone ahead. Somebody look at me now and thought it was easy. Mr. Favor, is it not since we are in school we started this thing?
That's right.
Is it not since we are in school? We don't even know what the future holds, but we know that with planning, with hard work and good visioning, we will reach the goal. But sir, some people now, they don't want to start because they don't have it all. No. What you are calling challenges is not challenges. It's a pit you have dug for yourself and you threw yourself inside. You are waiting that you have iPhone 13 before you start streaming live. And you know that your business, your vision needs you to go live. You're not saying you should start anyhow. No. You need to come and see what we are putting in place. But we didn't start like that. No, we didn't start like that. Allow yourself to grow into what you see, into what you envision. And some challenges will not go away. I think Favor mentioned it. See, there are some challenges that will be there until you are mature enough to combat them, until you are mature enough to confront them. There was a time I missed an international opportunity. Everything was done, but my passport was not ready. Just input your passport number. No passport. No passport. But the next thing I did, I don't want to say it here because it's not a rule. But I took a risk. And I thank God I did not regret it. No passport. But some people do not have passport as we are talking now. But they are wearing sneakers of 57,000. And they are boastful of that one. Now, in the day that opportunity comes to take them further in life and destiny, what would they use to seize it? Voters card make you eligible voter in Nigeria. NIN makes you makes you a citizen of Nigeria, fine. But your international passport makes you a global citizen. You don't have that and you are saying you have global mandate. No, it's not possible. It's like that. So, challenges that some people are facing is that they have limits in their minds. They are not exposed. Yes, no exposure. You need to give yourself exposure. And like I said, you need to watch documentaries, read biographies, watch interviews. You realize that what you are going through is nothing compared to people you are celebrating. You are eyeing their position. You are eyeing their seats. You need to see what they have been through before they reach that level. I was with someone that was talking about SQI, where Mr. Favor works. The person was talking about SQI, and I was there. I mean, I have had the principal, the founder of SQI, I have had him talk several times about what they have to face, about years that it look like they are not gaining visibility. But you just saw their results and you envied it and you want to do it. See, let me be plain. Lautech tried to do what SQI is doing. Nobody patronized them. They have to close down. That's an established institution, but in that field, they saw success in a place and they think they can replicate it. It's not possible. Do you know the what they are putting there? Do you know challenges they are converted over time that is resulting to the successes you are envying now? Stop envying people. Put in your work. Put in the work. Do your own work. And let me tell you, if you don't cultivate your own field, nobody will cultivate it for you. The people you are envying, that you desire their life, throwing your own away, they will not come and live your own for you. In the long run, you will be there, you make no progress. What we are saying tonight is that you need to work on your mindset to see clearly. Work on your mind to see clearly. What are you seeing? What are you seeing? What are you seeing? Challenges or another opportunity to step up? I love the ending, the closing of Mr. Favor. Is it challenges you are seeing or another opportunities to step up? It was Mr. Favor that said, see, come on now. This thing that we are going live, that Facebook is cutting, that we will restart the stream 2-3 times in a single session, 1 hour. We will be restarting the stream 2 to 3 times. He said, it is embarrassing. Can there be another way out? Explore other way out. And he suggested, and I went to do my research. And I didn't know it would be this easy. That's why we are here now. And now we started this platform with free version. We started this platform with free version, and now as I'm talking to you, we are using paid version. Yeah, some tens of dollars, and you are not paying for it. For you to know that we are diligent, we are resilient enough to convert our setback into comebacks. And we are imploring you to do the same. Please do the same. You don't have to have everything all at once to start. You don't have all the resources cannot be available at the same time, but you need a resource that is more important, and that is your mind. Your mindset is the ultimate resource that is needed for success. Your mind. Please work on your mind. Please, and let me tell you, you have been reading books, just like I said. One thing is needful. Once your mind is all right, once your mind is accurate, once your mind is strengthened enough, guys, you are limitless. You are limitless. So as I end the stream tonight, here is me telling you again that please don't say die. The beginning of this stream, it was not looking like it. Network challenges, glitch in the studio and all, but look at it. We put through. We explore other options. And now we have it. Over 1 hour, the stream is still ongoing. But you backed out easily. No, you will not reach success like that. And some things are not meant to happen at the first try, at the second try, at the third try. Understand this, that it is not everything that are designed to work fine at the outset. No. You have to keep trying, keep working it. That is why you need mental resilience to be able to push through. And I am telling you that if you can be committed to this series, the Mind Dynamics, I am telling you that at the end of this series, you will harvest a better version of yourself that is unprecedented, unimaginable. Unimaginable. Do yourself this favor. Everything you have shared here, please put it to play, put it to practice, put it to work. And you will see the result of the work in your life. And like I say, that this series is going to be a long one. This is episode 2. Watch out for episode 3. And I'm assuring you that at the end of this series, if you can put in the work, you will be amazed at yourself. And just like John Obidi will say, and from now on, pledge to yourself that you make the rest of your life the best of your life. You've had a lot of complaints before, you've had a lot of issue before. Now begin to look at those challenges critically, analyzing them, and saying to yourself, this is my chance to convert these challenges to comebacks, to convert these setbacks to comebacks. And I'm telling you that you're on your way to make the rest of your life the best of your life. Thank you so much for joining. We love you. Thank you so much for joining.